Here we go again. The victims are going to be dragged through the mud when their previous histories, in a lot of cases, have no bearing on the fact that they were killed by police. Now, Mr. O'Reilly is going to bring up Mr. Scott's history, but his history has no relevance in this case because, number one, the cops didn't know this guy. They didn't know his history, so his history was not a factor in them murdering him. But in order to poison the jury pool or potential jury pool if and when this officer is brought up on charges, obviously you gotta poison that pool by revealing the dead person's history before any affirmative action is taken against the officer. Anyway, let me play this clip. You know, O'Reilly pisses me off. One thing about it though, the black attorney really maintains his cool and basically points out that the guy's history would never come into any type of a trial regarding his, in my opinion, murder. Here we go.
So, story segment tonight, truth and justice in police shootings. As you may know, an Oklahoma police officer has been charged with manslaughter in the shooting death of 40-year-old Terrence Crutcher in Tulsa. And just last night in San Diego, another black man, 38-year-old Alfred Alongo, shot and killed by police. That case is under investigation. But the most intense situation happened last week in Charlotte, North Carolina, when cops killed 40...
He forgot to mention that both of those guys were unarmed, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. Actually, it is here. They always do that. Anything that's going to make the cops look bad, they try to omit it, and anything that makes the cops look good and a victim look bad, they want to magnify it.
3-year-old Keith Scott. Police say he had a gun and would not comply with their direct orders. That led to 2 nights of violent rioting in Charlotte, where one man was killed. The nation saw this display, and so did the world. Sad beyond belief. But now we learn that Mr. Scott was convicted of aggravated assault in Texas for shooting a man with a pistol. Scott served 6 years in prison for that crime. In addition, his wife filed a restraining order against Scott, saying he had stabbed her. That was back in 2004. None of that information was communicated until after the riots broke out. So the question becomes, did protesters once again jump to false conclusions?
Bill, that's because none of that information was relevant to his shooting.
Now from Washington, Jamila Bey, radio talk show host. And from Miami, Andel Brown, a defense attorney. Ms. Brown, we'll begin with you. We don't want to try anything on television. We are not, you are not, I am not, Ms. Bey is not privy to information. We all know what has been put out there, but we just do not know the totality of the case. What we do know is that riots ensued and information about Mr. Scott, the victim, was not put out there. And I said, Mr. Brown, and you heard me, stop. Wait until the facts come forth before you do anything. And I think this proves it, does it not?
We saw the video. We've all seen the video that was released by the Charlotte Police Department from September 20th, 2016. We did not see Keith Lamont Scott acting violently in that video.
But that video was
so
released
after
the riots. After.
This information from more than 10 years ago and another unsubstantiated account from 2015 doesn't tell us about what happened on September 20th, 2016.
It's not unsubstantiated.
Yeah, from 2002, more than 10 years ago.
He had a gun.
Is when it's
used a gun on the guy.
What mattered on the 20th, that's what people were reacting to. What happened there? That's the question. This sheds no light on that question.
The totality of the situation was not known. What do you say,
The
Ms. Bey?
totality of the situation is about the 2 hours of unreleased footage that we can't see right now.
Either you believe that every American citizen is guaranteed equal protection under the law, or you believe that police officers should be judge, jury, executioner for some individuals as opposed to others. Let's be real. North Carolina is an open carry state, so possession of a weapon when one is not acting violently toward police is absolutely no reason that a person should wind up dead.
No, but he's a
laid out
convicted
on the
felon,
street.
so he didn't have a license to carry. But that's not the point. The point is, Ms. Betty,
No, that is the
that
po- that
people
is the
ran
point.
into the streets, and I don't
Yes.
believe legitimate protesters did this, but thugs who joined them looted and burned and murdered a man.
Well, then these are
And
criminal
it was
activities.
based upon
Oh, and on that murder the man, that is still out there, even though they claim they have the shooter. Okay, there are eyewitnesses that claim it was a police officer that shot that man. So jury's still out on that one. I might not have wanted to mention that.
not sufficient evidence in the totality of the case.
No,
And so
my
I'm trying
friend,
to
no,
emphasize to
absolutely
everybody,
not.
now we know more about Mr. Scott.
Bill,
and what we know
You're
is
trying
not
to bring in a
flattering.
red herring. It has nothing to do with the totality of what happened on September 20th, 2016.
Sure it does.
This will not be considered. In a court of law, this would be inadmissible. It wouldn't be considered.
It depends
so
how
it's a
it's
red
framed.
herring. It's a
If the man-
distraction.
If the man has a violent history, certainly that will get into the record.
Absolutely not. Prior bad acts don't come in because they have no relevance to the situation that the police found themselves in. So Bill is trying to play attorney when he's speaking to an actual attorney who knows the deal. Sorry, Bill.
Because
Did
there
you
will
see
be
what happened
witnesses.
violently in that
Hold on.
video? No.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Go, Ms.
If the
Betty.
man had a violent history,
Yes.
let's talk about violent history. And, you know, he did his time, whatever. If we look at violent history and we say, okay, well, these people deserve to unfortunately be killed at the hands of police, we lose all of
Nobody
our, we
de-
lose a
nobody
great
deserves
percentage
that.
of our athletes. We lose a lot of our entertainers. We lose some of our legislators.
Nobody
People
deserves
can
to be
behave
killed.
badly. They can
Ms.
serve
Betty.
their time.
Nobody deserves to be killed unless it's a self-defense play, which the police maintain. And all I'm saying, and I think you guys should think about
that
this.
is in dispute. We don't know what's going to come out at the end of that.
The whole case is in dispute. Wait until the totality of the evidence is presented. Like in Ferguson, we learned many things after the riots, and now the same thing is unfolding in Charlotte.
No,
Guys, I gotta go.
It's not the same.
It's very similar.
But it's not the same. Being similar and being the same are two different things.